What if I told you that the most shocking moment at Wimbledon this year happened before the tournament even started? And what if I told you that a tennis legend just called a 21-year-old from the Philippines her best partner, in a moment that has the entire tennis world speechless? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are breaking down the bombshell moment between Alex Eala and Venus Williams that nobody saw coming. While the tennis world was focused on singles draws and seeding announcements, something extraordinary was happening in Germany. Venus Williams, 7-time Grand Slam champion, 3-time Olympic gold medalist, one of the greatest athletes in the history of tennis, just dropped a message that left fans in complete shock. And Alex Eala's response? It will give you chills. This isn't just another tennis story. This is the story of a young woman from the Philippines who went from being starstruck by her childhood idol to standing beside her as an equal. This is the story of a passing of the torch moment that nobody expected. And this is the story of a secret partnership that almost didn't happen. Did you catch what Venus Williams posted on Instagram? Did you see the words that have fans around the world wiping away tears? Because what she said about Alex Eala wasn't just nice, it was historic. Today, we are going to break down exactly what happened at the Bad Homburg Open. From the moment Eala learned she'd be teaming up with her idol, to their dominant first-round victory, to their heartbreaking quarterfinal exit, to the emotional social media exchange that has everyone talking, we'll cover the shocking moment Venus Williams called Alex Eala her best partner, the tearful response from Eala that proves dreams really do come true, the incredible first-round performance that had fans on their feet, and the unexpected connection that will change how you see both of these incredible athletes forever. And trust me when I say this, by the time we are done, you'll understand why this brief partnership between a legend and a rising star has become one of the most talked about moments of the entire tennis season. So grab your popcorn, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the bombshell moment between Alex Eala and Venus Williams that left fans absolutely speechless. Let me take you back to the moment that started it all, the moment when Alex Eala received news that would change her entire Wimbledon preparation. The Bad Homburg Open in Germany was supposed to be a regular tournament. Eala had already been through a grueling grass court season. She had won the Birmingham Classic, reached the semifinals in Berlin, and beaten world number 2 Elena Rybakina along the way. She was preparing for Wimbledon, where she would make history as the first Filipino player to be seeded in a Grand Slam singles tournament. But then something unexpected happened. Venus Williams needed a doubles partner, and when the call came, Alex Eala's response was immediate. She told journalist Ben Rothenberg, "I was just like, yes." Let me explain why this moment was so significant. Alex Eala had grown up watching Venus Williams. Like millions of young tennis players around the world, she had idolized the Williams sisters. She had watched Venus win Wimbledon, watched her dominate the sport, watched her break barriers that nobody thought could be broken, and now, at just 21 years old, Eala was being asked to stand beside her. What made this even more special was that Eala had already shared the court with Williams earlier in the year. Back in January, at the Auckland Classic, Eala had actually played against Venus Williams in doubles, and won. But this time would be different. This time, they would be on the same side of the net. Eala explained her excitement. "I've had the pleasure to share the court with her in Auckland earlier this year, playing against her in a doubles match. And now I couldn't be more excited to be on the same side of the net. I'm ready to give it my all, have fun, and just absorb as much of her wisdom as I can." Those words are crucial. Absorb as much of her wisdom as I can. This wasn't just about playing a match. This was about learning from one of the greatest players in tennis history. Eala also reflected on what Williams means to the sport. Everyone knows what Venus means to tennis, and what she has contributed to the sport, and to women's sports, and to women in general. For Eala, this partnership was about something deeper than tennis. It was about women supporting women. It was about learning from a pioneer who had paved the way for players like her. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Eala had just suffered a disappointing singles loss at Bad Homburg to Elise Mertens. She needed a lift. And Venus Williams was about to give her exactly that. Now let's get to the action, because what happened on the court was absolutely stunning. Alex Eala and Venus Williams stepped onto the grass courts of Bad Homburg as complete strangers, as a team. They had never played doubles together before. They had no chemistry built through months of practice. They were basically two brilliant players figuring things out on the fly, and yet, they played like they had been partners for years. Their first-round opponents were Alexandra Osborne of Australia and Catherine Harrison of the United States. On paper, this was a winnable match. But in reality, Eala and Williams were at a disadvantage in terms of familiarity. Their opponents had already competed together in 3 consecutive tournaments. But that lack of experience, as a tandem, was hardly noticeable once the match began. Eala and Williams came out firing. They caught Osborne and Harrison completely off guard, racing to a commanding 4-0 lead in the opening set. The tennis was electric. Eala was blasting ground strokes from the baseline, while Williams used her legendary net play to finish points at the front of the court. The first set was theirs in just 30 minutes. 6-3. The second set was more competitive. Osborne and Harrison mounted a stronger challenge, even grabbing a 3-2 advantage at one point. The match remained on serve through the first 6 games before Eala and Williams secured a break in the 7th. Their opponents responded immediately, with a break of their own in the 8th game to level matters at 4-4. But Eala and Williams delivered when it mattered most, converting a crucial break point after a deuce battle in the 9th game, then holding serve in the next to seal the victory. Final score: 6-3, 6-4. Total time on court: just 1 hour and 10 minutes. The chemistry was undeniable. Eala's sizzling baseline pace fused with Williams' timeless, lethal touch at the net. It looked like a dream team. The Filipino-American duo had advanced to the quarterfinals, and the tennis world was taking notice. Nichols, who would later face Eala and Williams in the quarterfinals, admitted that beating a legend like Williams and a rising star like Eala wasn't easy, definitely not an easy match, playing someone with that many Grand Slams under their name. For Eala, this victory was bittersweet. She had already been eliminated from singles competition, but this doubles partnership was giving her something she desperately needed: confidence, joy, and a once-in-a-lifetime learning experience. But the biggest surprises were yet to come. Because what happened after the match would leave the entire tennis world speechless. And now we get to the bombshell moment that left fans around the world speechless. After their quarterfinal loss, something incredible happened on social media. Both players took to Instagram to share their feelings about the partnership. And what they said would make headlines around the world. Venus Williams, the 7-time Grand Slam champion, the 46-year-old legend, who has accomplished everything there is to accomplish in tennis, posted on her Instagram story. She said, "The best ride, the best tournament. The best partner." Let me repeat that. The best partner, Venus Williams, one of the greatest tennis players in history, called Alex Eala her best partner. The tennis world stopped. Fans were in tears. Comment sections exploded with emotion. Because this wasn't just a polite compliment. This was a legend acknowledging a rising star in the most meaningful way possible. Williams also referenced Eala in her post as best partner in her story and reflected on their time together. But the bombshell didn't stop there. Alex Eala responded with a message that will give you chills. She wrote, "Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I'd have the privilege of competing alongside you on court, Venus Williams. Immensely grateful to learn from you. Never in her wildest dreams." Think about that for a moment. A 21-year-old from the Philippines, who left her home at 13 to chase a tennis dream, who has beaten Grand Slam champions, who has made history for her country, was saying that playing alongside Venus Williams was beyond what she could have even imagined. This wasn't just a professional partnership. This was a dream come true. This was a 13-year-old girl's fantasy becoming reality. Eala also said, "I'm ready to give it my all, have fun, and just absorb as much of her wisdom as I can." She was open about wanting to learn from Williams, and the legend was clearly willing to teach, the emotional exchange highlighted the mutual respect and admiration between the two players. One is a tennis icon who has shaped the sport, the other is a rising star destined for greatness. Together, they created a moment that transcended the match itself. Eala said it was a pinch-me experience.